Stanley Chapter 3, page 31, but we'll begin at the bottom of page 30. And please note, 4-year-old Alsatian bitch is referring to the family pet, and it's a female dog. And this is the proper word, boys and girls, for a female dog. Okay? Now, at the time, we had a 4-year-old Alsatian bitch called Zapper. I gave her this name because she reminded me of the remote control for the television. She obeyed commands instantly. She was a beautiful animal with a shiny black and tan coat and dark brown sad eyes. She was an unusually slow-moving creature of her breed. She walked with a proud gait, moving her head thoughtfully from side to side. By night, she would nestle by my feet and snooze, enjoying the heat from the coal fire. She would stay there until exactly 10 o'clock, when she would rise, stretch out fully, first on front paws and then on hind, shake herself, and march out the back door. I would then let her out to her kennel, which was situated at the back of our garden. Never in 4 years did Zapper ever disturb either ourselves or any of our neighbours, not even the cranky ones. However, we were worried about having both an Alsatian and a baby in the one house, as we had heard some horrific stories about Alsatians attacking children. Even the tamest of dogs can apparently become vicious for no known reason. That's not really true. We knew that Zapper would never hurt any of us, but the fact that Stanley was crazy did cause us some concern. Well, dogs do want to feel safe, and I think Stanley would be a bit scary for them, so they might react. Maybe someday Zapper would suddenly think, "I've had enough of this little jerk," and subsequently dispose of him. However, in point of fact, it was very much a question of the other way around. Zapper was terrified of Stanley. 32. The poor creature refused to come out of her kennel when she thought Stanley was playing in the garden. On seeing him, she would trot to the end of the garden with Stanley in hot pursuit. He used to do terrible things to her. He would bite her ears, pull her tail, ride her like a donkey, kiss and hug her, push her, roll her in mud, you name it, he did it. Now please don't tease your pets. Okay, continuing. Despite this treatment, Zapper never retaliated. She would simply wait for the moment and flee to the safety of her kennel. In fact, if the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals knew of the things Stanley did to poor old Zapper, I would be behind bars at this moment. Even though Stanley never intended to show cruelty to Zapper, Zapper lived in a state of daily terror as she suffered the penance of having a 2-year-old master. It all started innocently enough. Stanley saw Zapper piddling on a flower bed and immediately decided to put a disposable nappy on the unfortunate creature. I remember watching from the kitchen window as Stanley rubbed pseudo-cream and patted powder between Zapper's hind legs. A wrestling match then followed between the two, as Stanley attempted to secure the sticky fasteners of the nappy, and Zapper tried to break free. A humiliated Zapper eventually escaped with a half-tied nappy hanging from her rump. At around the same time as the coal in the washing machine incident, Stanley had made up his mind that everything black was dirty. He applied this definition to Zapper. To our horror, he found a tin of paint in the garden shed and succeeded in painting Zapper from head to tail. Okay, we're going to pause there. And I've got to say, Stanley, you're really not very clever, are you? And his mummy and daddy should do a better job, I think, of teaching him about things. Okay, see you in the next video.